Welcome to Comically Comics, your one-stop listen to all things comics. We're talking books, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. I must forewarn you, though, we are a spoiler cast, and what that means is we consider all properties, past, future, and present, to be valid, and we will spoil the hell out of them. I'm your host, Michael, along with my two co-hosts, Richard and Jeremy, and with all that being said, let's get started. All right, it is July 26th. We are back because we have finally seen Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Strap in. That's going to be done a lot tonight.
Is it? All right. So, start off like we do. First appearances. I also got the ratings right now. The ratings as of right now for Fantastic Four: First Steps per Rotten Tomatoes is 88%. Per the Popcorn Flicks or the People's Votes, it's at 93%. So it seems to be doing really well right now in the box office. First appearances of Fantastic Four and Mole Man or Fantastic Four number 1 from 1961. Galactus Fantastic Four number 49 from 1966. Shia LaBeouf Earth X number 12. Shia LaBeouf as the Silver Surfer. Earth X number 12. 2000. Red Ghosts Fantastic Four number 13, 1963. Future Foundation Fantastic Four number 579 from 2010. Herbie the Robot Fantastic Four number 209 from 1979. Franklin Richards Fantastic Four annual number 6 from 1968. The Baxter Building / Fantastic Car Fantastic Four number 3 from 1962. That's for you, Jeremy. As well as the phrase "It's clobbering time" was Fantastic Four number 22 from 1964. That's all I've got.
That's funny.
Even got sayings now.
Say yes, catchphrases. Yes.
Did you do?
Let's be real though. The catchphrase of "It's clobbering time" was emphasized several times throughout this movie. So I do feel like it was a little fitting.
Yeah.
Did I do what, Richard?
I was just wondering, did you do Johnny Storm's Flame On?
I did not do the Flame On. I did not. I didn't even think about it. Damn.
Did he even do that? Did he do that one in this movie?
He did not say it, no, but his little
That's what I
toy
was
figure
thinking.
said it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think this is the first
then,
Human Torch that didn't say it to actually flame on. I think they all said it before flaming on. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, that was one of the things I was wanting to see if they would have him actually say it, but I never once heard him say it.
Bananas. What were you saying a second ago, Jeremy? I apologize.
Oh, just that the one time they said flame on and the little action figure, and then Ben said flame off.
And he crushed it and put it into dust.
Uh-huh.
All right. Before we get ahead of ourselves, Whelmings on this. Jeremy, what is your whelming for this Fantastic Four?
I will say I'm like on the pleasantly to overly whelmed. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought they did a great job. It, like, my wife and I were talking about it. Like, it had the overall same plot line as, the second Jessica Alba, The Rise of the Silver Surfer, but this one was done way better. I think they captured the family feel. I think they did a great job with Galactus. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So
awesome. Okay.
Would you say that it was fantastic?
I was very coming close to saying I'm fantastically whelmed.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. I'll spare Michael and our listeners.
Richard, what's your whelming of this?
All right. So I gotta preface some things. In no way do I think this is a bad film. I want to say that again. In no way do I think this is a bad film. But I was kind of pleasantly whelmed by this. And I think it's just I had a different movie in my mind, and it didn't really meet those expectations. And we'll get into that. Because like when I left Superman, I immediately was like, I want to go back in the movie and watch it again.
Yeah.
When I left Fantastic Four, I was like, I mean, I didn't hate it. So, like, I don't know. I mean, thing. I do know why I don't think I liked, or not. I shouldn't say I didn't like it, because I did like it. I agree with Jeremy. I think one of my notes is, I think they nailed the family dynamic, which is what they needed to do. But yeah, I'm just kind of, I'll say I'm on the low side of pleasantly wound. I'm definitely not like, throw it out, let's do it again in the next 10 years. But I think it's perfectly fine.
I think I'm going to echo a lot of what you were just saying, honestly. But the best thing that I can come up with to kind of sum it all up is that I'm whelmed. And it's because I'm not a Fantastic Four fan. And I think this was the Fantastic Four movie. I think this was the Fantastic Four movie that people have been waiting for however long. And that's probably why I just don't like, it's a good movie, but I just don't care about it. Like, it's just, you don't have to know anything before you go in. I love the setup that they do at the very beginning of the movie and how everything just kind of flows. But I'm not a Fantastic Four fan, so I don't care. It didn't wow me. It didn't make me want to be a Fantastic Four fan. But I think if you are one, I think you'll be pleasantly whelmed. I think you'll really enjoy this and really like it and like what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's interesting to me is, like, honestly, whenever my wife and I were talking about it, she and I both said that we like this better than Superman. So,
that's a crazy take to me.
What about this though made y'all enjoy it more than Superman?
I think it was, I don't know. Like I said, on the Superman one, I felt like rushed, kind of thrown into the situation, and I didn't know what was happening. I felt like I was playing catch up the whole time of trying to figure out who's doing what and what's happening, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of hard for me to grasp onto that. And this one, I just enjoyed it. I think maybe it is because of the, like what you were saying, as far as like being a family movie type thing. Maybe that hit more for me than just the Superman thing. I really don't know, but it was a very, very well-rounded movie.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, Jeremy, but I think it just help me out here. Maybe it was at the start of this movie, like they didn't do the James Gunn thing of just like, I forget the whole thing. 300 years ago, metahumans appeared on the earth. Anyway, all that stuff. This one, it was like that host of the like late night show, whatever the fuck it's called. I forget what it is. The Ted Gilbert, I think is his name or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was like, hey, it's the Fantastic Four. You all know them. Scientists went to space. And then they were showing like clips of everything. And I thought that was a great, like, okay, here's their origin story. Now let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah. And because again, it's one that everybody knows the origin. I mean, most people will know the origin of Fantastic Four because it's been played over 5 different times. But yeah, I think I enjoyed that one better. And like I said, it just gave it a little bit more. I can be a very visual type person.
Mm-hmm.
And so me just trying to read words and trying to figure out what these countries are and what's going on or something like that. It was not quite what hit home for me. I think.
I got you. Okay. Well, considering we've talked about the family several times over, a lot of people had things to say about Pedro Pascal being cast as Reed Richards. What did y'all feel about that?
I didn't necessarily go into it with any kind of, that's usually how I go into movies. Is I for the most part, just go in just to watch the movie and don't really have any kind of expectations or anything like that. But I was hoping that he would do a good job because obviously Mr. Fantastic is the key character. And I feel like he did a good job. I feel like he did a good job of like, you could see on him and understand on him the conflict of seeing all the numbers, all the math, all the equations play out in his head. But then especially whenever you bring Franklin in that's a whole new variable that you can't necessarily have any kind of weight to. You can't. It's not a. Whenever you add your child in there, that's not a deciding number necessarily. So like it's, you know, whenever obviously like whenever they were talking about sacrificing Franklin being the Trojan horse kind of quote unquote thing there, but you could see that in his head saying like that's the way to do it, but I don't really want to do that, and so
Right.
I think he did a good job with it.
I didn't like the casting originally because of it being like, I thought it was kind of like a stunt casting because like I think Pedro Pascal is an amazing actor. I also think he's getting a little bit like, I think we're going to get Pedro Pascal fatigue because he's in like every fucking movie now. And so like, I was like, yeah, he'll nail Reed. And for this movie, he nailed Reed. The writing, the acting, everything was great for Reed. Like he nailed Reed in that what Jeremy was kind of talking about how he at one point considered like he wasn't going to do it because it's his son, but he did consider, because he is a scientist, all the possibilities of defeating Galactus, which one of them would be giving up his son.
Right.
And that is Reed to a T. He's a scientist at heart. And it's what always brings up conflicts between him and Sue, and what has led Reed down some very morally gray areas in the comic book. And I like that they already planted seeds for that in the future. Because, like, you know, what I'm trying to say is, like, scientists, like, there's a reason why the Geneva Conventions were invented, and it's because scientists can do horrible things if left unchecked. And unfortunately, Reed is a scientist, and he makes that beautiful speech I love. I forget, it's when he's talking with, I think it's with Franklin, basically being like, no, it's when he's talking with Sue. He says something about like, I don't dream and stuff like that. Like I know that like the outcome because I must know the equation to everything kind of stuff. I forget the exact line. I literally saw it 2 hours ago and I can't remember what he said. But regardless, it captured that Reed to a T, and I really enjoyed his performance of it.
Yeah, it was talking about like he has to think of all the nightmares, all the things to go wrong, so then he can prevent them from going wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was whenever Sue was like, "No, that's a you problem."
Yeah,
that's not whatever. That's a you problem.
Yeah, and I like, he also says something, I want to say it's to Franklin when he's talking about like, he mentioned something about him being kind of like broken, and he's hoping that Franklin won't be that way.
Yes.
So like, I don't know, to me that sows seeds for that, like, because Reed is a good guy, but he has that dark edge to him. It's just laying underneath the surface.
Yeah.
And I think that's also setting up for potentially the Maker. There's something that happens in this movie that kind of kicks off what happens with the Maker in the Ultimate Universe, that they could easily say it's like, well, it happened to you, but in my universe, it happened and it didn't get undone. So that's what led me to becoming the Maker.
I got you.
The other thing that I will say, and I'm just being like, once we get to it, but the other thing I want to say is the downside to all of that is they didn't really utilize his stretchy powers. It was mostly just him like climbing things. Like I wanted to see, like, he can stretch really far. And then when like Galactus is like torturing him, I was like, he can stretch much further than that. What are we doing? And I don't know. I wanted to see more of like him stretching. Like he mostly just did it to like reach his chalkboard or like I said, climb. And that was about it.
It's probably because they spent the budget on Galactus. Is what it boiled down to.
Probably. Galactus, Thing, and Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
And that baby.
Yeah.
Which like, so we're sitting now. We mentioned Galactus and Silver Surfer. That was another one. Like, what did y'all think about Shia LaBeouf as the Silver Surfer?
I thought she did a really good job too. With this one, you could see more of her emotions and things like that. But yeah, as a Silver Surfer, and also kind of comparing the two between the guy and her, like I prefer her performance better. I think she again. I mean, like, it's not to say like I didn't like the other one because I think he did. I enjoyed him too, but I prefer her a little bit more.
I liked her a lot. So I like the VFX for the most part. I love her surfing. Like there were so many. There were so many things where she would surf on like fire or actual water or like, I don't know, bending of space. And I love that. That shit was so cool to me.
Yeah.
They make her eyes so unsettling, and I appreciate that because it's like otherworldly, alien looking. I don't like the setup for her to betray Galactus felt very fast tracked. And it just felt like, oh, and she's got to betray Galactus. Bye. And I don't know. I didn't like that at all, really. And her backstory kind of felt rushed, in my opinion. I know this was like almost a 2-hour long movie, but I was like, could we give it maybe 30 more minutes just to give something for her to do? But yeah, for the most part, I liked her. I also think now, there was the whole like outrage that she got casted, like they ginger swapped Norrin Rad for Shia LaBeouf. Mm-hmm. I now seeing it, I'm like, maybe they're doing like, instead of creating Nova, Shia LaBeouf is kind of like Nova for like the love interest for Johnny. Because it seemed like they had kind of like a connection going on there.
Yeah. Well, and they even made reference to that of like, I love space. I love sexy bitches. And well, not sexy, he didn't say that, but like, I love sexy girls. And now we've got the space sexy girl coming at me with, it's pretty much naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally see that. And then like I like the VFX for her as well. I think for the purpose that she played for the story, I think it was a really good job. And I agree with you. I feel like they didn't really play a lot to her story.
Mm-hmm.
And like she needed I don't even think a lot more, but just like a few more minutes to kind of like really nurse that, like that turn.
Right. And I wanted, so fuck it. I'll just get into like the thing that I like in the original Galactus story is Reed gets the ultimate nullifier.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a device that will wipe everything in that fucking universe out of existence, including Reed. And it's in Galactus's ship. And I'm trying to think of the Watcher, Uatu.
Mm-hmm.
Uatu is the one who kind of like leads them to it. Johnny gets it out of the ship with the help of the Silver Surfer, and then Reed uses it. I thought they were going to do that. I really did. I thought we were going to get some form of that. Maybe not with the Watcher, but some form of that. And they didn't. And I was really, 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 really disappointed by that because I thought that would have been a cooler, like, Reed doesn't know how to beat. Like, this is an equation he cannot solve. It's like this planet or his child, and he's not going to choose either. So fuck it. I'm going to kill us all. And they didn't do that. And I thought that would have been a way cooler to show more, again, of that like dark side of Reed.
I got you. I see what you're saying.
So that's kind of my biggest beef. And then, like, of course, they didn't really set up. It's just like Johnny spoke to her in her own language and showed her like the people of her planet, like saying thank you. And then, like, I don't know, that warmed like the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes that day. And then she, went against Galactus.
Well, not only was it like the thank you or whatever, but it was also like the screaming cries from the other planets.
Right. Yeah.
There was that, like, he kind of finished on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, the thing, like, I think it was better doing her in this particular movie instead of Norrin Radd because of the whole mother-child thing. And they kind of they showed her and her daughter for a few seconds. And so you kind of got that whole like saving her child, saving her planet type thing with that. And so I think, and then not, in the Rise of the Silver Surfer, it was all about he sacrificed for his love, his wife, whatever you want to call it there. And
for his that was ball.
Yeah, basically. And so it was like, I think the two different roles were needed to kind of hit home with the whole how they were sacrificing. Because of like the suit almost dying, and then on the Rise of the Silver Surfer, and then trying to save the child on this one.
Yeah. I get that. I think if anything, they should have gave it 30-minute, not 30-minute scene, but added more of her having this moral, scenes of her having this moral conflict of oh, this woman kind of reflects who I was at my planet to say I don't want to do this. I know there's that one scene where she's like, but Galactus, it's a baby, and he picks her up and chokes her using the power cosmic or something. I thought there needed to be a little, just a few more, maybe not even 30 minutes. Let's add 15. We'll do 15.
Yeah. I was going to say 5 to 10 minutes goes a long way in a movie. And so that's where I was kind of sitting at. I feel like if we got 5 or 10 more minutes, that would have been suffice for me anyways.
Mm-hmm.
What did y'all feel about the effects for Galactus? I know that was another thing y'all were kind of worried about.
Yeah. I think, like I said at the beginning, I think they did a great job with it. Really demonstrating how big he is. Now, I don't know, obviously, in comparison to how big he is in the comic, if he was bigger or what, but still, either way, I thought they did a really good job with it, and I enjoyed watching him.
So I was watching a little bit of behind the scenes leading up to this. Some of the scenes where he is tromping through the city, that is the same way they used to film Godzilla movies.
Yes!
They were little miniatures.
Yeah.
There's this one shot where you see the feet stomping through the street. That is a practical effect with added visual effects for all the debris and dust.
Fantastic.
So nice. If you look at the little lamppost, you can see it kind of wobble how it would for a little miniature. Trying to remember some other ones. The director mentioned they built he had the suit, but obviously they enhance it using visual effects. But he had the goofy looking helmet and suit and everything, and they built his chair that he sits in when they first see him, and all that's practical. And then they made little miniature Fantastic Four people to do the shot.
That's cool.
And then all of that's obviously enhanced using VFX, but that was a practical kind of shot to get it right.
Nice.
You know what? All my worries were thrown out the window because honestly, I have no notes for him. He was perfect. He was just every bit of comic book Galactus that I wanted. Him talking about his hunger, the way he looked. I love the reveal of him when they're in his ship and the way they think he's going to be below, and then Silver Surfer kind of flies up, and then the glowing eyes appear, and then we see this black silhouette just sort of move it, this huge black silhouette. So I was just oh fuck.
I believe that actor as well, Ian, I can't remember his last name, but he also
Ralph
was
Ineson.
Yes, thank you. He was a Ravager as well in Guardians 2 or something like that. One of the Guardians movies. I don't know if he this isn't his first debut.
Yeah.
Right? It's cool. He's kind of graduated from Ravager pilot, I believe it was, to Galactus.
He's been in a bunch of movies, but because he's mostly cast, I think mostly for his deep voice, because he has a hugely deep voice. He was in the Vovitch the Green Knight. I'm trying to remember some other movies, but yeah, I like him a lot. I don't really like the Vovich. I love the Green Knight, but anyway, back when he was cast, it was like perfect. No notes.
Yeah.
Like he's got a deep sounding voice. That's all I really need from Galactus.
Right. So while we're still on the, go ahead.
Well, I did like also that the kind of revealing his colors, like in all the ship. Whenever he's in there, you can't necessarily tell he's the
Purple,
reddish, pinkish, purples mixed in there stuff. But like once he hits Earth and the sun shines on him, you can actually start seeing all his colors and everything.
Yeah.
No, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. What did y'all think of The Thing? This is our whatever iteration of The Thing. All CGI, it looks like. And how does he rank against the other ones?
He had a tiny head.
Did he?
I felt like he did. I don't know. I felt like his head wasn't quite as proportional to his body. But, he wasn't necessarily my favorite. It's not that he looked terrible, but I don't know. Yeah, I can't necessarily pinpoint a reason, but it wasn't necessarily my top one.
So who beats him out?
I honestly like the oh god, I forgot his name. Jessica Alba,
Michael Chiklis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like the practical effects one?
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
I like this one a lot. It looks very much like the Jack Kirby one. I thought some scenes he looked very CGI, other scenes he didn't. Again, they used a lot of like there are scenes where I can't think of the actor's name. Eben Moss Bacharach, where he wore the like crazy looking mocap suit, and then other times he wore a practical, like big giant padded blue suit with just like a helmet cam and like little dots all over his face. I know the scene, there was some scene where he was, I remember the leaks coming out where he was wearing like a big rubber mask, and I guess they in post made it look more like realistic and stuff like that. But I thought it was fine. He was more of a gentle giant in this. He was very like soft spoken and not like bombastic. What I usually expect like Ben to be like. Where he's more, like he's more outgoing, and I don't know. This one felt very like subtle, like he's just toned down a lot.
Yeah,
honestly, not everyone. Two of the people on the four felt kind of very like cranked down a little bit.
I've heard people say that about Reed, where people thought he felt cranked down. I feel like all these characters were wrote right. Like I feel like writing was on point for these characters. I feel like the performances for the most part was on point for these characters. As far as like this version of The Thing, I think this is my favorite.
Oh, cool.
Out of all of them, I like that, I could have used some more Yancey Street accent or whatever. Like, I feel like Rachel Rosman, the lady that he was kind of interested in, I felt like she had more of that accent than he did. And I was like, I need some of that from you there, Backrack. Come on. What you doing there, buddy? But I go ahead.
Sorry, that was Birdie, by the way.
Birdie?
The love interest that Ben has is the actress who voices Birdie in the What If series. The Howard the Duck Darcy love child. And that's what everyone was freaking out about. That's being funny. Like, oh God, Birdie's going to be in this fucking movie.
That's funny.
I do wish it was the blind lady. I can't even think of her name now.
Alicia Masters.
Yes, Alicia Masters. I do wish it was her. However, I'm good with it being, this lady here, Rachel Rosman.
I'm wondering if they're ever coming back to this world. So, like, it may be why they didn't use Alicia Masters.
Right. But I appreciate them not making this about, like, Reed, I'm disfigured. I need to be fixed.
Yes.
Like, we've heard this so many times over and over again.
Agreed.
Like, This was a Ben that had like he come to terms with it. He was good. He wore clothes. He was fine with it. He wasn't pissed off because of his size. He wasn't worried about like fucking picking up remotes and shit. Like all this had already been figured out. There was never an issue about the way he looked or his size, and I was so here for it. He was my favorite character this entire movie.
I'm assuming the he wears clothes was a jab at Fan Four Stick with him always being naked.
I think it was yes, but no. Like it was more just like I don't know, like he wore sweater vests and button up shirts, and like he just kind of presented himself as like a normal like person. He'd walk around with his jacket and his ball cap, and the kids are like, "Hey, lift the car!" And he's like, "I don't know if I can."
I love that moment.
Mess with them. And they're like, "Oh, throw it!" And he like acts like he's gonna throw it at him. I was like, "That's fun!" Like, but he just kind of looks like a normal guy.
Yeah,
outside of the rocky face and hands, like,
yeah.
So I really appreciated the writing for that because I think that made a huge difference.
Yeah,
for me, anyways.
I agree.
Yeah, no, I think I don't think I actually answered you there, but yeah, I think I like this version of the Thing out of all of them because this feels closest to the comic. Just I wanted him more. Again, I don't know any other word to say than just bombastic. I needed him to be a little bit more like excited. For me, Johnny is the other one that I felt like they kind of cranked down a little bit.
Yeah.
I needed Johnny to be more cocky. I appreciate them giving him something to do in this movie other than just be like a jerk to Ben. Like I like that he, was trying to figure out the language and stuff like that, but I just needed him to be a little bit more cocky and full of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah. I agree there. I was a little concerned about that whole character and everything, but yeah, I think he ended up. I enjoyed him, but I do agree, like he wasn't as even like as cocky as he should be. Even with like whenever he was going to talk to Silver Surfer too. I mean, like he didn't give. I think he had that one line about it, but yeah, it didn't. It wasn't much.
Well, and I feel like they try to make him be cocky in other ways other than just things that he said. And I just don't feel they necessarily landed. So, like, Johnny was very much like he would just go and just do kind of thing. Or, like, Reed would say, Johnny, he'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm on it. Like, I was already on it, Reed. Like, what are you talking about? And then, like, Reed makes the suit for him and is like, look, like if you do this for too long, if you stay flamed on for too long, which it was said there, if you stay flamed on for too long, you're going to deplete your oxygen. Like you can't get below 10%.
Yeah.
And Johnny being Johnny, he's like, oh, fuck you 10%. Like, I'm going to show you, like, I can, And so like he did and he failed, but still like, that's Johnny. Like, so I think they tried to, but I just don't think it necessarily landed the way that they wanted it to. I think that makes sense.
What I'm thinking of is there's an interaction with him talking about building those suits. And he's like, hey, Reed, have you taken a look at my, my ideas or whatever? I don't know. That felt very like not Johnny to me.
I got you.
I felt like, I don't know. He should have been like, hey, Reed, so I got this cool idea. And I don't know. He felt like he was coming to Reed as like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but he felt very like, hey man, have you
timid?
Timid. Yeah. Have you checked that out? I know you're busy and all, but like, have you taken a look or something? And it just didn't feel very Johnny to me.
Yeah.
And also too, to go along with that, I'll say as much as they maybe tried to like give him confidence outside of just or cockiness outside of just his words, but they also put Johnny down a lot in this, like all of them, the family in general did, where like trying to move a planet, Johnny. And it's like, but I'm trying to tell you something. Or it was, she spoke to me. Yeah, she spoke to us all, Johnny. Like everybody was like, and I know it was more Thing than, but like even Sue was like, would kind of get in on that too sometimes. And I know that's his sister and like Ben's pretty much his brother. But still, it was kind of I don't know. It threw me off a little bit to see them like rag Johnny as much as they did in this movie.
I feel I feel like that's warranted if he was more cockier. You know what I mean?
Maybe so.
Oh yeah.
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 Because like if he's like the annoying little cocky brother, I could easily be like, yeah, dude, he talked to all of us. No one fucking cares. Like,
right. Yeah.
But yeah, he just, I don't know. It just wasn't there for me. He did fine. The biggest thing I have beef with him on though is, I gotta be honest with you, I think Chris Evans' flame form from the Jessica Alba series looks way better than this one. I think this one looks terrible.
Yeah, it was mad to me. Like I said, I know it's more of whatever character we were talking about last time. I can't even remember. I like the Michael B. Jordan. Okay. Like that's so it looks more like a Sunspot. Mm-hmm. I like that a lot more for some reason. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's just cooler looking or what, but I just prefer that.
Right.
So this was it was okay.
Yeah.
I like how when he saved a little girl, he was still like half lit, but not on the top. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, you know, you don't want your clothes to burn kind of thing.
He doesn't want to like
or burn the little girl.
Yeah, I was like, he doesn't want to like cook the little girl.
Right. Right. So I appreciated that where like they, you know, differentiated and he could control it more. I also like that the family all seemed intelligent and smart. And like Reed at the very beginning comes up and says, I put the best group of scientists together. They just so happen to be my best friend, my wife, and my brother-in-law. Like, I like that. And they all did seem like they were all scientists and all smart. So
nepotism.
But I mean, who's going to argue with the smartest man in the world, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I love the juxtaposition of them leaving to go like deal with Galactus. And they're like, we'll save you. We will protect you. And then cut to like when they get back and they're like frazzled. Like they have that little press conference and they're just like, well, did you beat him? And he's like, no. And, you know, Johnny's like, but we will. and you know, they have that scene that was in the trailer of like, are we safe? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have like a whole necessarily lot to say about this movie. I felt like it was, here's the plot. You have the Fantastic Four. They have a baby. Galactus once said baby. Will they beat the Galactus? Tune in to find out. Like, that was it.
Well, we've mentioned everyone but one character. What do we think of Sue?
That's what I was about to say. Like, I honestly enjoyed this Sue better than the other ones. I think she did a great job with it as far as, you know, portraying, again, like her, the like being on the mother side of things. Now, granted, Jessica Alba's character didn't have to do that, so maybe it would have been a little bit different. But even still, like her relationship with Reed, I felt like this one was better as far as like just being the only one to really like get to Reed a little bit, like understanding him and talking to him, things like that. But just as far as the actress too, I think she really did a good job.
Yeah. I'm fine with Vanessa Kirby as the Invisible Woman. That's all my daughter would say. My favorite character is the Invisible Woman. My favorite. Like that's all she was like. I was like, good for you, honey. Glad you like her. Fantastic.
Uh-oh. I thought she was great. I was about to say it myself. Her and Reed are the two standout for me. I thought they just absolutely nailed the characters from the comics. I like her. Yeah, like this is Marvel's first family, so she's the mother. They definitely leaned in very heavily into the motherly role that she plays in this. I really enjoy it. I like her like mama bear moment with Galactus. I'm trying to think some other stuff. There were some body horror things for me. I don't like when she like made her belly invisible so you could see like Franklin fetus inside of her. I was like, ew, that's kind of gross. I don't know if I like that. her, again, I don't have kids, so I've never actually, nor am I a woman, so I've never experienced childbirth, but I assume that giving birth in 0G, even if there is a black hole, would get quite messy in that room.
That's what I was going to say. I leaned over to my wife and I was like, there's no way it'd be that clean in there. Absolutely. Like, no motherfucking way.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know why we're sitting there like having all this happy of moment, because we still got to deal with the afterbirth here as well. So like, this is about to get really messy.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. I was like, isn't this like a whole thing? Like, isn't this about to get real gooey real quick?
Right.
I actually love that scene. That's probably my favorite scene in the entire movie, when they are in the ship trying to run away from Galactus / Silver Surfer, and they're going the speed of light, and she's like surfing the like warped space, and Johnny's like shooting at her, and all that stuff is going on. I thought that was the coolest little action scene for me.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that one. I think the VFX on that one was was done very well, and just that whole, it really again did a good job as far as like portraying their panic of like, holy cow, we got to get out of here, like, and things just escaping, just narrowly escaping it, and figuring all that out. I thought that was a lot of fun to watch. One
thing before I talk about this was, I hate the thing with the beard. That's really? One of the big things I hate. I absolutely hated it.
Why is it
so bad? Why?
Mm-hmm.
I like that Jack Kirby look that they had, and I feel like, I don't know what they did with the beard, but once they started doing that, I was just like, no, grind it off, grind it all off. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I actually do like it. He kind of looks like Kratos to me. And I think it like it better shapes his head. Like, his head looks more proportioned with the beard. But again, like, it's whatever. Like, I also agree that like I prefer the Jack Kirby look over anything. I like that prominent brow ridge.
Yeah.
I think in the comics he grows a beard or something. But
I think one time he does.
Yeah. I think that's weird, in my opinion, because then that like brings up all these like, how does the thing work? Like, how does all this, like, how does he eat? How does he digest? How does he poop? Like, he apparently can grow hair. Can he grow fingernails? Like, what does this all mean for the thing?
I also want to ask y'all, talking about the action scene of them running away from the Silver Surfer. What do y'all feel like with the pacing of this movie? Because I felt like I caught myself saying it didn't have enough action, but like I'd have to remind myself of like the scenes that did have action. Because I felt like when it did get like real, it was real and it was good. And I was like there for the ride. And it's like, as soon as we got done with that ride, they just dropped to like nothing for me until we get to the next like fight or whatever, and then it just amped up big time, and I was just like, oh yes, we're in it. So did y'all have that as well?
No.
Yeah, I must say, I didn't necessarily either. Like, because to me it was like, you get out, you figure out, you were able to get ahead of it a little bit of like understanding what you just got yourself into. You barely escaped, so now I got to figure out what we can do to hopefully win the next time. So
yeah,
there's obviously going to be that little bit of a like layover as far as just brainstorming and doing that all kind of setup.
Yeah. No, I get there has to be ups and downs. Like, it can't just be like 9 throughout the entire movie, or you'd have a heart attack or something. Like, unless you took cocaine before you went in there. But
yeah, I didn't really get, like, I don't know. To me, I thought it was very well paced. So much so that it didn't feel like an hour and 55-minute movie or something like that.
Got you.
I thought it was very well paced, in my opinion, especially like it gave those action times to breathe. And then we had like the drama stuff, and then we got back to action again. And anyway,
maybe it's just because I don't like drama. That's probably what it is.
There is one thing in this movie that I was not like, it was rumored like he was like, we got a couple of their like classic villains, and it was like, oh, this person's going to play this person, and this person's going to play this person. There was one in this movie that I thought was going to be at the start of the movie, and that's all we saw of them. And he was in it way more than I thought he would be. And it was fucking Mole Man.
Yeah. Played a key part.
Yeah. I was about to say, he was a big pivotal one.
Yeah. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
No, I expected this to be a montage that we got at the very beginning as well, and that would have been it. It would have been done and over with. I wasn't expecting this friendship with Sue and how that would play out later on, and them needing his help and putting the people down below, and and I don't know that I like it either. Honestly, like
well, it seems like again, I think they're going to, I don't know what they're going to do with this world, but they clearly established that, like, because of the Fantastic Four, like, the Future Foundation isn't like a school for like gifted people.
Right.
It's more of like the United Nations, and like there's world peace now, except for one person. And anyway, so like it seems like this version of the Fantastic Four, like their villains either get defeated or they like, I guess, like rehabilitate them. So like I kind of appreciate it because again, I think we're gonna eventually bring these people into the like MCU, like the 616 universe.
Yeah.
I love the line where he's like, "No, come in, but make sure you brush your feet off." I'm just kidding. It's dirt. It's all dirt.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. What you're saying as far as bringing in the MCU and everything, I had a question or two about that. As far as being on Earth 828, are there other superheroes in Earth 828?
We don't know.
Is it not a comic book Earth? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is a whole new Earth.
Yep.
And like some of the stuff that they're doing, like those Earths don't have to have other superheroes.
Yeah.
Like I was going to say Tobey Maguire, he doesn't have to have
they don't have
an X-Men or anything like that. But right. Which was proven in the last Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. Mm-hmm. But they did mention in one of them about like there may be a Doctor Strange over there or something like that. Because I think that was mentioned in the first that movie or whatever.
Yeah.
But Andrew Garfield, he doesn't have, an Avengers team or anything like that. The X-Men movies, they don't reference necessarily a Spider-Man. So like it's almost like they're kind of showing that not all these universes have the same team ups and teams and all those other jazz to kind of bring it into like a battle world situation when we have everybody.
Yeah.
I
wanted two characters to at least be referenced in this movie, which was Namor and T'Challa.
Yes,
because I want to say their first appearance was in you're the first appearance guy, was like in a Fantastic Four book, if I'm not mistaken.
T'Challa's, yes, I believe it's Fantastic Four number 52. That was T'Challa's, the Black Panthers. However, Namor dates back to the Golden Age.
You're right. You're right.
His first Silver Age, if I remember correctly, was in Fantastic Four.
Okay.
So, yes, like when you get into Silver Age,
like I didn't need.
He was associated with Fantastic Four.
I didn't need. I forget the actor that plays Namor, but like I didn't need him to like be in the movie. But like that scene where we get like all the different nations of the world, you could have had like someone in a Black Panther suit, and then you could have had like whatever Namor or like someone else playing Namor being there, and it's just like, oh, cool, there it is, there they are.
Yeah. Or just do an underwater shot. Like you ain't even got close up on nobody. Just, something that looks kind of like Talokan or something like that.
Yeah.
Or, we could actually just do Atlantis this fucking time and actually make it look like a little light show going on down there. That would have been great.
Not the dark, like heart barely lit sea that we got.
Not the fucking ghettos of the ocean.
I kind of vaguely mentioned it. I just wanted Sue dying at the end of this movie. So, yeah, sorry, listeners. Spoilers.
Them fuckers know. They listen to the intro.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a setup for possibly doing a maker for a sequel where the maker could be like, well, in my world, Sue died and she didn't come back.
I got you.
And that kicks off like all the things that he will eventually do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize that Sue died in his universe. I thought they left him. I can't remember the story though altogether. So
I want to say Sue dies and then it's Johnny and Ben that leave him.
Yeah. I know that he gets in like a fight, I think, with the other two.
Mm-hmm.
And then they scar him and then they leave him to like die pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's what he turns into the maker. So man, I want that. I want that so fucking bad. I want it so bad.
Last couple things from me is them trying to put in. I feel like dads here should empathize with this totally. Them trying to put in that baby seat in the Fantastic car was fucking hilarious.
Oh, I was cracking up. Yeah.
I was admiring the seat buckles because I was like, I remember those. Yes.
Yeah. That was cracking me up too. And then just like arguing and the trying to get basically getting in each other's way. And yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like they've come such a long way and they're so easy now that it's like, I don't remember like a time when it was hard, honestly. Like, I think for my first one, it was, and it was like, what the fuck what is going on here? And you actually did have to use the seatbelts and stuff, but that's been years ago. And so now I'm kind of just like the way they are now. I'm just like, oh, this is easy. You just put this here, it's an anchor, and this here, and it's an anchor, and you're done. So
it's even like the little seatbelt buckle button that you do to just unlatch them real quick.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it looks like Reed needs to get on that.
Right?
Yeah, he does.
Right?
The other two are Easter eggs that I caught. I'm trying to remember where it was, but there is a shot of Timely Comics.
Oh, cool.
With two guys that look like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby working inside of it.
That's awesome. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. And then the other is when we get the little, I forget what, it's like at the start of the movie, but we get little circles of people being like, thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you, Fantastic Four. There's one that I believe it's red, and there's 4 people, and it's the Roger Corman Fantastic Four actors.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
I didn't notice that either. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But so that is, I guess that is it for me.
I guess the big thing is like, do we think that's actually like Robert Downey Jr. Doom?
Oh,
like Dr. Doom? Or
finally got to that part.
Yeah.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, I thought Michael would lead us into that.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. It is Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom because it's credited as Robert Downey Jr. in that.
Oh, is it? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to that part.
That fucking sucks then. I'm mad.
Yeah, I am too. My note for that was that is the lamest Doom reveal ever. I don't like the mask. Like, if that's the mask, like, because from what they're saying is the Russo brothers filmed I guess it's the mid-credit scene or post-credit scene for Thunderbolts, where we see the new Avengers and then like the Fantastic Four like ship comes in. And then they also filmed this one with Doom.
Ah, okay.
And I don't like the cloak. The cloak looks like it's made of leather, and I don't want it to be made of leather. And I don't like that mask. And that's pretty much all we see, though. But
right.
Like, the mask that they used for the Comic-Con reveal looked cooler than that mask. That mask I wrote looked like a Party plastic. City mask.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Party City.
So, I mean, do we think that he's from 828 or he's from 616?
That is my theory So the reason why he's missing from the seat when we see the Future Foundation, there's a clear shot of, it's got the little plaque that says Latveria. You even see the Latverian flag. Is that they're implying that is going to be their Doctor Doom. And the reason he's missing is because he's off in the multiverse mucking about. Why? I don't know. And then the thing I don't like about that is Reed at one point in the movie talks about like, I've got whatever. He talks about a bunch of his villains, like the Puppeteer, not Red Ghost. Shit. Anyway, he mentions all of a bunch of his villains and he's like, this is my doing. I want to like, baby proof the world kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, if Doom exists in that world, he would have mentioned him.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, maybe that's Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom, but it's not their Doom. Because their Doom, I don't know, hasn't really revealed himself yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and there's also a 4-year gap between the end of the movie and those scenes where like he's missing in Latveria.
That's true. I didn't think about that. That was a 4-year jump.
Yeah.
So more than likely it's going to be their Doom then.
I'm thinking so too. I think that's like another reason why you hire Robert Downey Jr. to kind of counter Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm.
To have somebody relatively close to almost looks and age-wise.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're close to the same age.
Close-ish.
Right. Yeah. They at least look like they would be like of the same time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So whether one age is better than the other or whatever else the case is. So that's where before learning just now that he was credited as that, I was like, is that Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom or is that a different Doom from that Earth? Because I was like, it would almost be cool if it was like their Doom from that Earth. And then you'd have another Doom like come through or whatever. From the stuff that I've heard as far as like potential leaks and spoilers and whatnot like that, yeah. I not having known the credited scene or whatever, like it's Robert Downey Jr.'s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's part of his plan for Doomsday and all that jazz and what he needs.
Yeah, it seems like he's needing, like, I guess Franklin's going to take the role of the Beyonder in this, since he has, like, that's the other thing we didn't even get into. Like, Franklin doesn't really have the power cosmic. He's just an Omega level mutant that can warp reality.
Right.
And this whole, like, he has the hunger kind of thing was not a thing from the comics. So
right.
I'm fine with the change with it, but it just seems like them establishing that is going to be, it's like, we're not going to get a Beyonder. It's going to be Franklin Richard. It's not going to be Molecule Man, like using Molecule Man to harness the power of the Beyonders and then put that into Doctor Doom. It's just going to be, he uses Franklin to like create Battle World or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I got you.
Cool.
Right? Cool.
Yeah.
Y'all got anything else?
No, that is it for me. I normally would give like how well it's doing at the box office, but those numbers don't come out until tomorrow. So
there you go.
Oh, that'll be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of anticipating seeing some kind of like Fantastic Four flying or getting a shuttle ready to kind of tie in with the Thunderbolts end credits theme, but I guess that's all going to be in part of Doomsday.
Yeah.
So I still got to wait to find that out.
I kind of wonder if it's like the last scene in Doomsday kind of thing.
Everything I'm hearing is saying no.
Yeah, that's fine.
But who knows if they're right or not. So,
yeah.
Anyways, y'all recommend this?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it was fun. Fun superhero movie.
Yeah.
I do think that Superman was more fun, but it's nice to see a change in Marvel.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. Pretty good, solid movie.
See, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking about the other Marvel movies that we just had. I don't know if I like it more than Thunderbolts. I definitely liked it more than Brave New World.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, yeah, go see it. like Brave New World, I think I said like just wait till it comes out on streaming or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think that's what
I like Brave New World. I think Fantastic Four is better. Thunderbolts, I think I might have had more fun in, but I think Fantastic Four is better. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Well, next week I'm taking the Sunday off, so y'all come back.
Don't spoil it.
Wait.
We like to bamboozle them. They think you're still there, and then we're like, "Ha! It's just me and Jeremy."
there's going to be a
sucks for you
next week.
Now they're not going to tune in. Way to go, Michael.
Fuck me. Yes, they will. Because y'all are doing something cool and something different, something we have yet to touch on. And that is like anime manga style stuff.
Something to fill in time until you come back.
But no, that's cool. It's something different. I like it.
Mm-hmm. And you'll have to listen to next week's episode to find out what that is.
Oh, yes. In the meantime, Jeremy, where can I find you at?
They can find me on Twitch under the handle Night Fury GTO. It's Night with a K, and you can find me here.
Awesome. Richard?
If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram, a Blue Skies, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day and night, and Curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, possibly TikTok, we'll see, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X.
I was going to say, get them all out. Just get them all.
I was waiting for us.
That's what I've been missing all night. You can find me on Instagram, eBandShortbox22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22 Comics. Thank y'all so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did making it. Well, all that being said, say goodbye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Goodbye, Jeremy. Goodbye.
Use this time to rejoice and celebrate. For your time is short. I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.